junkies, welcome to Criminal News.
Stop it! Oh! Hey! Don't do it!
Los Angeles, California. In the early hours of May 5th, 2023, officers observed Hector Macias standing unusually close behind a woman at an ATM. His suspicious behavior and demeanor led police to believe he might be armed. When officers called out from their patrol car, both Macias and the woman suddenly jumped into a white Mercedes and sped off. A pursuit began immediately. The vehicle raced through multiple streets before exiting near Maple Avenue.
1897, we're going to be pursuing a vehicle 110 north on the Manchester entrance.
Location.
Hey, stop!
There, Macias abruptly jumped out of the car and took off on foot while the Mercedes continued fleeing. During the foot chase, Macias tripped in an empty lot. As officers moved in, he pulled out a firearm, prompting police to open fire in response to the immediate threat.
Stop it! Oh! Hey, don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Hey, don't reach for it, sir!
Macias was struck and later pronounced dead at the hospital. A semi-automatic handgun was recovered at the scene. One officer sustained a minor hand injury during the struggle. Running only makes things worse. If you were someone who believed in peace, what would you have said to Macias before everything spun out of control? Merced County, California. Around midday on April 29, 2023, police were alerted to a group of suspects reportedly armed near the Winton Cemetery. When officers arrived, several individuals took off running and jumped into a vehicle. The driver refused to stop when signaled, triggering a short chase that lasted about 4 minutes before the vehicle crashed into a parked car. Multiple suspects fled the scene on foot.
Hey, stop! Stop now! Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands!
One of them, Jonathan Diaz Duarte, was carrying a firearm and ran into a nearby apartment complex. Officers followed and found him lying on the ground in an open lot.
Mercy, 5-1, we got 2 late girl ones running with the AR-15.
Stop right there! Stop! Drop the gun! Drop it! There's some 27, I'm hit.
As they moved in, Duarte suddenly turned and fired at them, striking an officer. Police returned fire. Duarte was given emergency aid but later died from his injuries. The officer was taken to the hospital and has since made a full recovery. Guns and defiance don't lead anywhere but pain and prison. You can walk away from the wrong path if you truly choose to.
Fucking ass! Let me see your fucking ass! Drop! Drop! Get the
San Diego, California. A chaotic scene aboard a trolley ended in gunfire inside a crowded station. On the night of June 4th, 2023, San Diego police received reports of a man behaving erratically on a train, possibly armed with what appeared to be a gun. Alarmed passengers were panicking in fear.
Where is he?
train in the middle car.
In the middle car?
The middle car's got
So what you see, he has a fake camera car and he's going to be in the middle trolley carriage. We're getting directed by prosecutor.
When officers made contact, the suspect, 19-year-old Mauricio Sanchez Ramos, refused to comply with commands to drop the weapon. Instead, he advanced toward the officers, pointing the object in their direction.
Hey, let me see your fucking ass! Let me see your fucking ass! Drop! Drop! Get the Shots fired! Shots fired!
Faced with an immediate threat, one officer fired multiple rounds, striking Ramos. Despite attempts to render aid at the scene, he did not survive. It was later determined that the weapon he had was a pellet gun capable of firing metal projectiles. Pointing a gun, real or not, at police is gambling with your life. Whether you mean harm or not, you may be seen as an immediate threat, and the consequences can't be undone. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. On the night of May 5th, 2023, multiple officers were deployed to the area of S. Cesar Chavez Drive to break up a disorderly crowd. As officers worked to restore order, multiple gunshots suddenly rang out from within the crowd.
Move, 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 right there! Right there! Hey, put it down! Put it down now! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down! Stop! Drop it! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! On your stomach!
One officer spotted a man actively firing a weapon. Despite clear commands to drop the gun, the suspect continued to pose a threat, prompting the officer to open fire and strike him. The suspect was taken to the hospital and survived with non-life-threatening injuries.
2416 to 2211. Let me get 4 officers here. Probably right here by the alley. Make sure nobody's hurt.
Stop!
Don't reach! Don't reach! Don't reach! Get back! Get back! Get back!
Minutes later, a second suspect was found firing a weapon nearby. After repeatedly ignoring police commands, the officer was forced to shoot in order to stop the threat. That suspect was seriously injured, but is now recovering in the hospital. Both men are now facing a long list of charges once released. Violence in a crowd doesn't prove your toughness. It's the fastest way to end up in a hospital bed or a jail cell. San Luis Obispo, California. On the afternoon of May 10, 2021, 6 officers from the San Luis Obispo Police Department arrived to serve a search warrant at the apartment of 35-year-old Edward Giron, a suspect connected to a series of burglaries. In accordance with protocol, officers knocked and announced their presence. When no response came, they were forced to breach the door. No one could have anticipated that Giron had been lying in wait. As soon as officers entered, he opened fire. The first shot fatally struck one officer. Chaos erupted as the remaining officers scrambled down the stairs to find cover amid the gunfire.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
But Giron didn't stop there. He took the fallen officer's firearm and continued shooting from the upper floor. Officers returned fire, striking Giron and forcing him to retreat back into the apartment. Moments later, a final gunshot rang out. Giron had taken his own life with the stolen weapon. An ambush, a fallen officer, and a dead-end conclusion. Instead of facing justice, Giron chose violence and brought everything to a tragic end. Orlando, Florida. Around noon on June 6, 2023, a Seminole County Sheriff's deputy spotted an SUV speeding. When the deputy attempted a traffic stop, the driver refused to pull over and began weaving through traffic to evade law enforcement. When the SUV finally came to a stop, the driver was identified as 35-year-old Orlando police officer Alexander Shawnee. Instead of cooperating, Shawnee became angry and confrontational. When asked to present his driver's license, he refused, returned to his vehicle, and drove off from the scene.
Yeah, 11070. Pull over. You gonna pull over?
Please say a command.
Pull over. Three 113 to 313.
What?
Do you?
I am going into work, my man. Why are you trying to pull me over as I'm going into work?
Because you're going 80 and a 45.
I am going into work.
Okay, where are you
What
going
does
to
it
work
look
for?
like I am dressed for?
What
Does it look like I am dressed for?
My name is Deputy Hilton, and I see your driver's license.
Shauni was later charged with resisting an officer, reckless driving, and fleeing from law enforcement. He is currently on administrative leave pending investigations by both the Seminole County Sheriff's Office and the Orlando Police Department. Obeying the law isn't a choice. It's a responsibility for every citizen. The law doesn't discriminate between officers and civilians, and every wrongful action carries consequences. Cobb County, Georgia. An armed robbery turned into a high-speed chase on a packed interstate. On May 24, 2023, Cobb County police identified a stolen vehicle on I-75, believed to be driven by a suspect involved in an armed robbery. A pursuit quickly followed. After committing the robbery, the suspect had stolen a pickup truck and attempted to flee. When traffic came to a standstill, he swerved onto the shoulder, trying to escape through an exit ramp.
Heavy traffic is not shoulder 80 miles an hour. Get on the Lady Hill.
A patrol officer performed a tactical maneuver, crashing into the truck and forcing it to a stop. Officers surrounded the vehicle and drew their weapons. The suspect dropped his gun but held a knife to his own throat.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Hey, put that thing down! Put it down! Put it down! Put it down! Put it. I got it. Hold him out! Hold him out! Get on the ground! 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 Put your hands out to your side and do not move. Put your hands out to the side, just like an airplane. Look down at the ground and do not move.
After several tense minutes, he put down the knife, laid on the ground, and was taken into custody without further incident.
Turn your back. Put your hand behind your back. To the car.
No matter how fast you run, you can't outrun the consequences of your actions. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. A quiet early morning suddenly turned into a life-or-death confrontation. At around 3 a.m. on April 20th, 2025, Baton Rouge police were dispatched to the Super 6 Inns and Suites following reports of an armed man sitting in a vehicle with the car alarm still blaring in the parking lot.
Exit the vehicle with your hands in the air.
When officers arrived, they found 34-year-old Kevin Valiant inside the vehicle. They attempted to communicate with him, repeatedly instructing him to cooperate, but Valiant didn't respond. Instead, he suddenly drew a firearm and opened fire on the officers.
Exit the vehicle and put your hands in the air.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
One of the officers immediately returned fire, striking the suspect. They quickly secured the weapon and began rendering medical aid until paramedics arrived. Despite efforts to save him, Valiant did not survive. Fortunately, no officers were injured during the exchange.
Oh shit! Fire. Oh shit!
Albuquerque, New Mexico. A call reporting gunfire led to a tense shootout in a residential neighborhood. On the night of May 10, 2023, Albuquerque police responded to reports of 6 gunshots near Palomas Drive. Upon arrival, they encountered 33-year-old Kevin Trujillo, and an exchange of gunfire broke out almost immediately.
Show me your hands. Oh, shit! Oh, fire. Oh, shit! Coming from my man. Come here. This is fine. Come here. Over your head. Go, go, go.
Immediately. During the shootout, Trujillo was struck, but managed to flee the scene and attempted to hide at his mother's house. According to her, he arrived with a chest wound and was carrying 2 firearms, but she refused to let him in. She also informed officers that her son suffers from schizophrenia. SWAT units and K-9 officers were quickly deployed. After nearly 2 hours, police were able to contain and arrest Trujillo. 1 firearm was recovered at the scene. He is now in custody awaiting trial. Fortunately, no officers were injured during the incident.